Hello everyone, so welcome to my playlist on multiple integration. Today we will talk about Jacobian matrix. Now why suddenly Jacobian matrix in between integration? Because we will need this in my next lecture when we will talk about substitution, one of the very important thing in multiple integration. So let's spend some time on Jacobian because there are some nice things which one should know about Jacobian matrix. So what is a Jacobian matrix? It's a matrix where the entries in that matrix, they are nothing but they are the first order partial derivatives. Okay, so to be precise, suppose if you have a vector valued function, say suppose f is from say R2 to R2. Vector valued means what? Your output is a vector. Like whenever output is in R2, R3, R4, any n dimensional space where n is bigger than 1. If it is R as an output, then it's a scalar valued function. But whenever it is bigger than 1, Rn, n is bigger than 1, it is a vector valued function. So whenever you have a vector valued function, suppose your x comma y is going to say 2x plus y and say y minus x. So this is a function you have. Okay, now what you can observe over here is, here output is a vector, so let me call this as u and this as v. Question is, what is the Jacobian for this function? Okay, now here what is my u? My u is 2x plus y, and what is your v? It is y minus x. Okay, so Jacobian is defined as, it is nothing but whatever the output you have. Now since your output is what? U and v, so your u is depending on x and y, your v is also depending on x and y. So your u and v are what? They are dependent variable, whereas your x and y are what? They are independent variable. So what you can do over here is, Jacobian is defined as, you can talk about the rate of change of u with respect to x, with respect to y, rate of change of v with respect to x and with respect to y. That means the partial derivatives. That means what? This is ux, uy, vx, vy. This is how you define the Jacobian. One more notation to write this is daba of, here in the numerator, the dependent variable u comma v, and here xy. That means we are differentiating u with respect to x, u with respect to y, v with respect to x, v with respect to y. And now if you try to solve this, what is u with respect to x? 2, 1. What is v with respect to x? Minus 1. V with respect to y is 1. This is 2 plus 1 is 3. So the Jacobian for this function is nothing but 3. So that's one thing. Now some author, what they do is, instead of writing in this way, what they do is they write ux, uy, vx, vy. Okay, no harm, they both are equal. Why? Because you have seen in matrices that determinant of a matrix is same as determinant of its transpose. So both the notations are fine. Whichever you want to use, you can use that thing. Okay, another thing is, once you have this notation, one can say that, okay, let's reverse the roles of independent and dependent variables. That means, suppose you call xy as independent and your uv as dependent variable. So in that case, what will be your matrix? Okay, so if you reverse the role, then what will be this? Let me write over here. So daba of xy upon daba of uv. What this will be equal to? This is equal to what? Your x with respect to u, x with respect to v, and similarly y. Y with respect to u and y with respect to v. So this is how you define the other way. So your xy is acting as a dependent variable and your uv is acting as an independent variable. But now if I want to differentiate x with respect to u and v, y with respect to u and v, I need to solve these two equations and then I need to find what is x in terms of u and v, what is y in terms of u and v. So if you try to do this, how will you solve this? So if I subtract them, so what is u minus v equal to, if I subtract plus y minus y go away, I will have 3x over here. So what is your x? U minus v by 3. And if I put the value of x over here in the second equation, what is my y? It is v plus x. So this is nothing but v plus u minus v by 3, which is nothing but u plus 2v by 3. This is what you have. And now you can differentiate. So what is this? What is x with respect to u? 1 by 3. X with respect to v? Minus 1 by 3. 1 by 3 minus 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 2 by 3. And what is the determinant? 2 by 3 plus 1, 2 by 9 plus 1 by 9, which is equal to 1 by 3. So for this one, for this example, this Jacobian was how much? Answer was 3. If I call this as J prime, J prime means you are simply inverting this. You are interchanging the rules of x and y. Here u and v are dependent variables, x and y are independent variables. So what is J into J prime? 1. 3 into 1 by 3 equal to 1. So this is one of the very nice relation that Jacobian matrices follow. Okay, so if a Jacobian is non-zero at a point, then if you take its J prime, then it has to be the reciprocal of this, because Jacobian matrices follow this property wherever it is non-zero. Okay, so many times it may happen that with respect to one variable it might be difficult to solve, whereas with respect to other it might be easy to solve. Okay, so suppose if your u is something x square plus 3y cube x raised to 4 and v is x raised to 4y cube plus 20x raised to 70. So and the question is, what is dA by uv upon dA by xy? Now this is easy to solve, right? X, u with respect to x, u with respect to y, v with respect to x, v with respect to y. But someone asks you, what is the other way? What is dA of xy upon dA of uv? Then it's kind of difficult because you need to express x and y in terms of u and v. So don't worry, you just find this, simply reciprocate, that's the answer. So whenever it is non-zero at a point, then this is nothing but the inverse of that. So this is one very nice property that Jacobian follows. Okay, now another point is the Jacobian matrix is only for square matrices or same dimension? Answer is no. Suppose if you have a function, say R2 to R3, say your x comma y is going to x plus y, x minus y, and say xy. This is a vector valued function. So suppose let me call this as, either you call uvw or you call this, say, first function f1, f2, f3. So what will be the Jacobian in this case? So your f1 is depending on x and y, so dA by f1 by dA by x and dA by f1 by dA by y. Second function f2, f2 is also depending on x and y, dA by f2 by dA by x, dA by f2 by dA by y. Similarly f3, dA by f3 by dA by x, dA by f3 by dA by y. So this is how a Jacobian matrix looks like. R2 to R3, therefore 3 cross 2. The order of this matrix is 3 cross 2. If you have Rn to Rm, then the order will be m cross n. Okay, so this is how the Jacobian looks like for this function. Okay, so but yeah, here you cannot talk about the determinant because this is no more a square matrix. So if you want to talk about the determinant of a Jacobian, then it has to be from a same dimension to same dimension, so that you can have a square matrix and you can talk about the determinant. Okay, so in general, if you have a function, say from n dimensional space to m dimensional space, say Rn to Rm. Okay, so here your x1, x2 up to xn, it is going to, say, first function is in terms of what? X1 to xn. Second function is again in terms of x1 to xn. Third function, fourth function up to mth function x1 to xn. Then as I told you earlier, the Jacobian will be the matrix of order m cross n. So start with the first function. First function with respect to the first variable, first function with respect to second variable, up to first function with respect to nth variable. Go with the second function with respect to first variable, second function with respect to second variable, up to second function with respect to nth variable, up to you take mth function with respect to first variable to mth function with respect to nth variable. So this is how in general the Jacobian matrix looks like. Now let's take a couple of more examples. So suppose if you have a function, say r comma theta is going to r cos theta and r sin theta. our standard polar coordinates, right? So you suppose call this as x and you call this as y. So what is the Jacobian matrix? That means you take xy as the dependent variable on r and theta. So what is this? X with respect to r, x with respect to theta, y with respect to r, y with respect to theta. What is x with respect to r? It is nothing but cos theta minus r sin theta, and here sin theta and r cos theta. So this is nothing but r cos square theta plus r sin square theta. You take out r common, answer is r. Okay, and if someone asks you that what is Jacobian of deba of r theta upon deba of xy, so whenever your r is non-zero, this is nothing but 1 upon r. This is one with directly, or you have to find what is your r. It is square root of x square plus y square. What is theta? Tan inverse of y by x, and then you again do the calculation. You should get the same answer. Okay, so this is the Jacobian for, you can say, polar coordinates. If you recall this, these are nothing but the polar coordinates. Suppose what was the next thing you have seen? Usually you see after polar is the cylindrical coordinates. So your f of r theta z is say going to r cos theta comma r sin theta comma z. Okay, so you call this as your x, you call this as your y, you call this as your z. Okay, so your x is nothing but r cos theta, your y is r sin theta, and z is z. Okay, so now what will be the Jacobian? So Jacobian of x, deba of xyz upon deba of r theta z. So one by one, x with respect to all the three variables, x with respect to r, x with respect to theta, x with respect to z. Similarly for y, y with respect to r theta z, and similarly for z. And if you try to solve this, what is x with respect to r? It is nothing but cos theta, here minus r sin theta. X with respect to z, there is no z over here, so 0. Y with respect to r, sin theta, here r cos theta. Y with respect to z is 0 because there is no z. Z with respect to r 0, z with respect to theta 0, z with respect to r 0, z with respect to theta 0, z with respect to z is 1. And again, if you try to solve this, answer will come out to be r. So that's the Jacobian for the cylindrical coordinates. Okay, and the final one is what is the Jacobian for the spherical coordinates. So this were your spherical coordinates, if you recall. So f is a function from 3-dimensional space to 3-dimensional space. So this is what you call as your x. X was nothing but rho sin phi cos theta, rho sin phi sin theta, and your y, and z was rho cos phi. So what would be the Jacobian? Jacobian deba of xyz upon deba of rho phi and theta. So now here you find x with respect to rho, x with respect to phi, x with respect to theta, y with respect to rho, y with respect to phi, y with respect to theta, and same with z. Z with respect to rho phi theta, and when you solve this, you should get rho square sin phi as the determinant. So I won't be solving this. This is the simple determinant that one should be able to do. So yeah, that's what about Jacobian. One last thing I want to add, kind of homework question which I would like to give you. I told you at the start that this is for the vector valued function. Actually, it's not the case. It's the generalization from scalar valued function. So if you have a function from Rn to R, here is the question. Then you can also find the Jacobian. It will be a vector. What will be the order? 1 cross n. Okay. What is the Jacobian for this function? You have seen this already before, but not in the language of Jacobian. So you have to so x1 to xn. Okay. Suppose the output is f of x1 to xn. You have to tell me what is the Jacobian for this function. Answer is in terms of what you have seen already. So yeah, that's about Jacobian. If you like the lecture, do not forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you.